Welcome to Homeschool is a Work of Heart. I'm Melissa Webb, and after years in the classroom and years homeschooling and supporting those in home education, and even more years creating curriculum for families like yours, I have learned this. Homeschooling isn't about perfection. It is about purpose. And this podcast is here to encourage you, to guide you, and to remind you that what you're doing truly matters. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Well, hey there, and welcome back to Homeschool is a Work of Heart. I have something fun in store for you this summer. Has your child ever shown an interest in wanting to write a book? So many of my students aspire to do this great task, but that is more of a creative writing course than an academic one. So I have never put a course together like this until now. So I am adding this as a bonus to our self-paced, self-guided course, Wow Essay Essentials. So if you are already enrolled in that program, it is yours for free. You're going to get the Summer Story Studio. If you are not enrolled in Wow Essay Essentials, I have to ask you, why not? It has everything that you need to teach and to build strong academic writing muscles for your kiddos. Plus, it's a one-time purchase with lifetime access. There are many people in several of my programs that even though during the school year they do the clubhouse, let's say, they still like having Wow Essay Essentials as just this tool to kind of keep in their back pocket, because I typically throw something in for fun during the summer and it doesn't cost them anything extra. So that's kind of a nice thing. And right now it is priced at $196 for, yes, one-time purchase, lifetime access. It's a great deal. And it's not per student, it's for your family. And I've kept it at that price for a couple of years now, but I am adding things like this amazing course. And so I'm going to increase the price at the end of this month. We are currently in June of 2026. It's going up to $296 on July 1st. So please get it today. This is me helping you out. If you know that this would be a resource that could be helpful for you as a home educator for now, the summer, for months to come, for years to come, why would you not just have it as part of your arsenal? I think you're going to love it. I will link it in the show notes for you. I will be doing another webinar showing it in more detail next week. So check all of that out. I would just absolutely love an opportunity to work with your children this summer and to do something hard. Writing a 6-chapter book, which is our goal, is going to be tough at times. And do you know what? That is so good. Hard is good. When we do hard things, we grow in the most spectacular ways. In fact, I just watched our oldest son, Tyler, run his first marathon. And I had a running recovery bag made for him. So cool. It said, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 26.2. Now, he had set this audacious goal a year ago. And while it started off easy enough, 3 miles turned into 5 or 6 miles, and he was up to 7, 8 miles, and he was 10, 12 miles. I will tell you that as a husband and a father of a toddler right now, finding the time and staying dedicated came with some real challenges. It was hard. But on race day, our family gathered along the streets of San Diego. He was in the Rock and Roll Marathon, which they do every year. And there we were to cheer him on. We went to the 14-mile mark, and then we took the Green Line trolley toward the finish line. And then we split up. There were different groups of us so that for those last 2 miles, he would hear one of us cheering him on to the very end. And I still to this moment am just so stinking proud of him to have done something so hard. Tyler ran a marathon. He said he would, and he did it. Not a 5K, not a 10K, not even a half marathon, which he has done all of those. But This was his first full marathon, 26.2 miles. He ran for 4 hours. And as I record this episode, I will also share that he is still proudly displaying several battle wounds from that experience. Some toenails have decided that they are no longer interested in being attached to him. I know that's probably more information than you wanted. But here's the thing that has really struck me. Nobody accidentally runs a marathon. Most people don't even choose to. Nobody just wakes up one morning and says, you know what, I think I'm just going to go jog 26 miles today. I mean, few and far between at least. And a good marathon runner is going to have to put aside months of preparation, discipline, discomfort, sacrifices, perseverance. And since crossing that finish line, Tyler has said something that probably won't surprise any of you. He said, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. And he wasn't just talking physically. He was talking mentally. For months, he had to keep showing up when he was tired, when his child wasn't feeling well, when his wife needed extra help. He had to keep training even when progress felt slow. He had an injury during that time, and he still made it to his deadline and ran that race. He had to keep going when nobody was handing out trophies for his Tuesday morning 5 a.m. practice run. He had to keep showing up. And I can't stop thinking about a truth that applies to all of us. And that is that hard is so good for us. And I know that sounds strange in today's culture that wants to tell us the opposite. We all love our conveniences. Here's a quick shortcut. Hey, isn't AI great? It's saving us so much time. We love things that are easier. And I'm in that. I absolutely love all of those things, but it makes me be more intentional to also make time to do hard things, to not live in the comfort of ease. Growth has never been found in the easiest of places. Let's think about it. The strongest muscles develop through hard resistance training. The best relationships that I know have been built through really difficult challenges. I know for a fact that business growth happens through some difficult problems that have to be solved. And as a business owner now, I can tell you 3 years ago, 5 years ago, if somebody asked me, how are you going to do what you want to do? If I'd have been honest, I would have said, right now, I don't know. I just believe I'll figure it out. And I jumped in and did some hard things to get to where we are today. I also know for a fact that faith grows through hard trials. Confidence grows when we do those things that we weren't even sure we could do. One of my goals in my 40s was to complete 10 sprint triathlons, which is a 5K race and a 12 to 15 mile bike ride, and then a smaller ocean swim or a few laps in a heated pool, always my preferred method. And my goal was to get 10 done in 10 years. And I finished it when I was 49. I got all 10 in by the time I was 49. And it's something I'm really proud of myself for doing. Most people don't even know that about me, that I've completed 10 sprint triathlons. And another transparent thing is my times weren't amazing. They were good, but it's not like I was placing in the top 3. They were decent. I was happy with them because I knew how hard I had to work to get to that point. But none of that matters. It doesn't matter that people don't know of my accomplishments or that my times weren't the best of all. What's important is that it was hard to complete 10 of those when my kids were 10 years younger, right? Like that is just the reality. And I have a lot of confidence in myself from those challenges. So the hard part isn't ever evidence that something has gone wrong. And so often people think it shouldn't be this hard. But I want to disagree. I think sometimes it should be that hard because the hard is the evidence that growth is taking place. And I want you to think of this as a homeschool parent because we see this every day with our kids. Do you remember your kids learning to read? That was hard. What about learning those multiplication facts, memorizing all of those? Hard. Writing a 5-paragraph essay. That's pretty tough. Managing our time better. That's hard. Speaking in front of a group. I see this with my students all the time. They're so uncomfortable. They're like, this is hard. And I'm like, I know, and you're doing it. And that's amazing. Just imagine if we removed every difficult experience from our children's lives. What would happen to them? I mean, sure, they'd be more comfortable. Maybe they'd be happier. They'd be like, life is so easy. But I dare say they would not become stronger individuals, more prepared for the life ahead of them. And that's why one of the greatest gifts that we can give our children is the opportunity to struggle. I want your kids to struggle. I want them to say, Mom, this is really hard. Good. It should be appropriate hardness for sure. We're not trying to defeat them in all things, but we want them to struggle a little bit. We want them to overcome their difficult challenges. And we will see that when they start believing things like, it's okay, I know I can figure this out. I've got this, Mom. I know I can keep going. Wow, look at me improving. I'm getting so much better at this. We want them to realize, yes, they can survive discomfort. They can survive difficult times, events, opportunities, because that's where confidence develops deep within all of us. And it's not from the praise that people give us, it's from what we believe about ourselves. And that comes from a deeper place. There's plenty of research to back me up. Consistently, we see that resilience develops when people face challenges, when they learn that they can overcome things. I'm not sure, and I'm certainly not 100% confident that I can say resilience is something we're born with, like it's something that we have in our DNA. I don't think it is. Some of you may be like, no, I just think people are born with a resilience gene. I've not seen any evidence that speaks truth there. It may feel like that, but I don't think that's true. I believe resilience is something that we build and that we can all build, each and every one of us, one hard thing at a time. But there was another lesson from Tyler's recent marathon victory that stood out to me. And it proved to be the inspiration for this week's podcast. Because most of us probably won't run a marathon. At least I won't. I like my toenails exactly where they are. But every one of us has opportunities to help someone else do their hard thing. So my family spent hours prepping for Ty's big day. We wanted to show up and really be there for him. Of course, we encouraged him along the way. We have a family thread. People would put in funny memes, encouraging words, all those things up to the big day. But for that weekend, we actually rented an Airbnb near the race so that Tyler could get as much rest and sleep the day before. We brought in good, healthy, high-carb foods to get him ready. The night before, I made a big spaghetti dinner. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the house with us. We were a big group. It was so fun. We had such a good time. It was a good distraction for him. On the day of, we were also those extra hands that his wife needed with their 2.5-year-old son. We wanted everybody to enjoy the big day. And we spent hours cheering and standing and waiting and encouraging. We had made posters the night before. We held those up. We watched and we ran ourselves from one spot to the next just so that we could be where he was. We kept tracking him on the apps we had. And absolutely, our role was not nearly as difficult as Tyler's. Ours was, in my opinion, far more fun. But you know what? It mattered. What we were doing mattered deeply. He's mentioned it a few times. Support matters when things are hard for the people we love. Sometimes we simply can't fix things for people or make things easier for them. I couldn't make that run easier for Tyler. But what we can do in those cases, we can encourage them because that's what they really need. They need our encouragement, not our advice, not our suggestions, but just someone on the sidelines of life saying things like, keep going. You can do this. Look at you doing these hard things. You have it in you. I believe in you. Stay strong. Sometimes that's what we can do to help those we love doing their hard things. And as parents, we have that opportunity every single day. We watch our children do hard things like memorize those multiplication facts or write that essay or stick with a project all the way to its completion. There's going to be times our kids are going to want to quit, and it is our job to stand by them and remind them how important it is to break through the hard times. Moms, your encouragement may be the only thing that helps keep them moving forward. You are so important. You are so critical in their lives. They want to know you believe in them so that they will truly begin believing in themselves. And sometimes the greatest contribution we can make isn't accomplishing something ourselves, but it's helping someone else accomplish something difficult. I really learned that from this marathon experience. So I have a challenge for you this week. Grab your journal. I have 2 questions I want you to ask yourself. Spend some time. Reheat that coffee for the 7th time. Or pour a cold brew over ice. Whatever you want to do. Add that protein shake in there. So good. It's a great way to get protein into your coffee. Grab your journal. Sit down. Find just 10, 15 minutes. And here's the first question I want you to ask yourself. What hard thing have I been avoiding? I want you just to think about it. See what comes to your mind. Sit in silence. We are to be still and know. We need stillness to think. Now, maybe it's a hard conversation you know needs to happen. Or it's a hard project that's been overwhelming you. Maybe it's a hard health goal you know you need to do for yourself. But it's also maybe time that you start something that you've been putting off. So I want you to write down all the things that come to mind for you. It could just be one. It could. But there could be several. I don't know for you. But you need to spend time with your thoughts to find that out. Come up with at least one difficult thing that would help you grow if you faced it. And then decide how you're going to do that. Jot down a few ideas in that journal of yours. Then I want you to think of this second question. I want you to ask yourself, who in my life is currently doing something hard? Who comes to mind? Who needs your encouragement, some support? Who needs maybe a text message today? A phone call, a phone message, a video message. Who needs some cheering from the sidelines? Yes, growth happens when we do hard things, and sometimes growth happens when we help others do their hard things. So why not do hard things together? I deeply believe that some of the best things that you are ever going to experience in your life are going to be found on the other side of hard. Right on. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And hey, if you are feeling stretched thin and you would love some support with teaching writing, I offer programs designed to make that part of homeschooling easier and more enjoyable for both you and your child. I also have free resources on my website, so please be sure to check those things out and subscribe to the podcast. You do not have to do this alone. Right on.